Hello there! In this video, I'm going to show you how to take an old MX350 dirt bike and give it a new life by converting to a lithium-ion power tool battery. These bikes can be found for as little as $50 on Facebook Marketplace, and the upgrade can be done for less than $100. Here's the bike I'm going to work on in the video, which I picked up for $75 on Facebook, although the green one in the intro I got for $50. There are many benefits to switching to a lithium-ion power tool battery. They charge in less than 1 hour rather than around 12 hours for a lead-acid battery. If you buy more than one, you can charge one while using the other one. You just swap them out. Lithium-ion also has a much longer lifespan than lead-acid, allowing you to charge it many more times. Prices have also come down substantially in recent years. When these Razor products first started coming on the market, lead-acid was a lot cheaper than lithium-ion, and that's not as true anymore as it once was. Plus, you might already have one or more lithium-ion power tool batteries kicking around for your power tools. Moving on to the parts list, and feel free to check the description for links to everything that you need. First on the list is the 24-volt lithium-ion battery. I am going with a Cobalt knockoff. Of course, you could get the name brand as well, and the reason it's got to be 24 volts is because that's the voltage of the dirt bike. Also have a charger here, but if you go with a Cobalt kit, it'll often come with a charger. Lastly is the battery adapter, which you'll fasten onto the dirt bike, and then the Cobalt battery will plug right into it. All of these three products together are $76. So if you can find a dirt bike for, say, $50, and then do this project for $76. All in, you're around $130 if you include tax and everything else, which I view as very cheap, particularly considering that the brand new Razor dirt bike is a lot more expensive than that, and I would argue that the lithium-ion version here is actually a little better. Some extras are also required. You may have some of these lying around. For this particular project I did, so I did not need to buy any of these. You'll need a drill with Phillips head and drill bits. I prefer titanium drill bits because they also can drill into metal as needed. It's not required for this project, but it's nice to have. You'll need an Allen wrench, some wire strippers, shrink tubing, and a heat gun, which will allow you to do the small amount of cutting and combining of wires that are required for this project. And then a couple bolts, nuts, and washers in order to fasten the battery adapter on. Let's get into it. So you want to start by removing the seat. There is this cap here on the top which you can unscrew, and that exposes a bolt which you can use an Allen key to remove. There are also two of the same bolts on the back that need to be removed, and once those two bolts and the single bolt on the top are removed, you can slide the seat right off. Now you'll need to remove this plastic battery case here. There are a number of screws all the way around it that can be removed with a screwdriver, and once they are out, you can pull off the battery case, and that'll expose the batteries and the controller. This particular bike that I found actually doesn't have the batteries in it anymore, which is a good thing because I would have just gotten rid of them anyway, so it saves me the trouble. But there is this bar here with two Allen key bolts that needs to be removed in order to get into the batteries, and then you would just unplug them, which of course I don't need to do here, but I'll remove the bar anyway. There's also this plug here that goes into the original charger that you would plug into the wall. We won't need that anymore because we'll charge the batteries separately. And then there is also these two red plugs that go to the switch, the on-off switch. There is an on-off switch that comes with the battery adapter that I purchased, so you won't need those either. So I'll just unplug everything so that I can discard this whole case. Next, I'm going to install the battery adapter. This one I'm actually reusing from another project that I didn't end up using, so you can see there's already a hole drilled in it, but it'll work fine. So my goal is to have it sit here on the frame, about where the old batteries were, and then, the driver can just plug the power tool battery right in, and then take it out in order to charge it on the wall and swap in another battery, and that's how it'll power the dirt bike. In order to install it, I actually see this hole right here on the frame, which actually aligns with the hole that I had already drilled in the adapter, so that's actually going to work perfectly. I'll just kind of line it up there, and I'll throw a bolt in and some washers and fasten it all together, and hopefully that'll be enough to stabilize it. You could do two holes. I'm just going to try one here and see if it works. But that's the idea. In order to get it to work, I already have a hole on the blue part of the adapter that's a pretty good size. I'm going to drill the black part of the adapter out a little bit more and make that one a little bit bigger so that I can fit the washers and everything in. Give me a little bit more room to work with. I'm going to use a shorter bolt to do this, and a couple washers and a nut in order to fasten it in place. Ideally, you could use a split washer, I think works pretty well, or some other washer that has some teeth on it to keep everything in place so this, so the adapter doesn't bounce around as you're driving. You'll also need to bend down or remove the edge of the battery casing here. I'm just using a pair of pliers to bend it down. Reason being, the lithium battery can't snap into place if that lip is still there. Then I'm going to take these thick red wires that attached to the on-off switch originally. I'm going to cut them off, strip them, and then attach them to each other using shrink tubing that has some pre-installed solder in it and make a good connection. The reason here is that I'm not going to use the original on-off switch, and by connecting them, it basically sends a message to the controller that the switch is always on. I wouldn't advocate for doing this unless you have a separate switch, because it is nice to have an on-off switch, but the battery adapter that I'm using here does have its own on-off switch, and that's what we're going to use. The original one's cool though, because it does light up to tell you when it's on and off. So again, you're welcome to reuse it if you'd like, but this is the approach that I'm taking here. Now it's time to connect the battery adapter to the controller. This original battery plug here with the black and red wire is where the connection is going to be made. In order to do it, I'm going to take the wires on this battery adapter that I've installed, and I'm going to strip the ends as well. Then I'm going to go to the plug on the controller side. I'm just going to cut it off and then strip those two wires. Then I'm going to take that special shrink tubing with solder, and I'm going to slide it over the wires, and then I'm going to connect the colors to themselves, right? Red to red, black to black. Twist them together, slide the shrink tubing back over the wires, and then I'm going to use my heat gun in order to shrink up the shrink tubing so that everything has a really nice connection. So now we have this on-off switch on the black wire. On the red wire is a fuse, and on the frame is this functioning lithium-ion battery adapter. And with that, your bike is almost ready to go. It's time to put the seat back on. You'll notice that there's these two little plastic hooks that kind of hook into the frame. And so you see that little bar there? You just slide the seat right on so that those hooks go under the bar. And then you just put the 3 bolts back on with your Allen key. 1 on top, 2 in the back. And there you have it, your bike is ready to go. For this highlight reel here, I'm showing a basically identical build with our green dirt bike because the weather was too lousy for us to do a highlight reel with a black bike. You can tell the little ones really love this build. Make sure you wear a helmet, figure out how to use the brakes and turn properly, and have fun. I hope you might consider doing this project for yourself or your little ones. I have links to all the products that you need in the video description. Please like and subscribe to spread the word about how fun this is, and if you need any help with your project, let me know in the comments and I'd be happy to do what I can. Thanks for watching, bye now.